Good morning, guys. It's Wayne, that's me, from Wayne's Golf Carts. I thought I'd try to shoot a little video here since everybody's pretty much sequestered at home, and I'm in my garage at home, and a lot of my customers are confused about how to check the parts inside the battery chargers, especially the Powerdrive chargers for the club cars. So what I've pulled some individual parts out of these chargers, and I'm going to go step by step and show you how to check some of these more common parts that are inside your Powerdrive chargers. Now, you will need a voltage meter and to perform these tests, so I'm going to try to be as simple and explain in detail each one of these parts, how to test them. And most of them are easy. Hopefully it'll be less confusing than showing you the entire inside of the charger. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you my meter that I'm going to use for these tests. Right now it's in the off position. So I'm going to turn this on to I'm in the ohms or resistance settings here, and I'm on, let me go to the smallest one I have. On this meter it's 2K, see it, 2000. So I'm going to start with my meter on that, and as you can see it starts with a 1. Let me see if you can see that. Okay, so on resistance we're going to check a heat sink. Okay, now the heat sink does not need to be out of your charger to test it. However, the wires that are on all 3 of these terminals have to be removed. Okay, you can just unplug the charger from the card in the wall, make sure it's not plugged in, take the cover off, remove the 3 sets of wires on these. Once you have them removed, you don't need to remove this. You take your test leads. It doesn't matter which one you start with, but in this case I'm going to start with a positive, and I'm putting it on the metal bracket, this copper bracket. You just want to hold it on there. Let me put it over here where you can see. So you can see on here, this is not changed. With a positive on this bracket, I'm going to take the negative and touch all 3 screws, okay? So this first one, as I touch it, watch the meter. Nothing, right? Nothing has changed. The center one, we should get change. See? There's numbers popping up. Doesn't matter what the numbers are, they're popping up, okay? It's supposed to. Then you go to the other one, touching it, nothing. Okay? So I'm going to swap. I got nothing, I got something, and I got nothing. I'm going to swap these 2 now. I'm going to put the black one on the copper plate base. Going to take the other probe now. Going to go to this first one. Got numbers. Did you see it? Numbers. Go to the second one. Got numbers. Go to the third one. I got numbers. This board is good. What's going on? I'm not going to get too technical, but the center post, you should always have continuity from the plate to this center one all the time, either way you put these probes. So it doesn't matter which one's where, I've got continuity. The 2 outer ones, we should only have continuity in one direction, okay? So I got the black one here. Juice can only flow through these in one direction. Okay, so this is the direction it's flowing in, see? If I swap them, we get nothing. That means this is good. Go back over to this other one. Numbers, so juice will flow that way. Swap, no. So that's the simplest way to test this heatsink. This one is brand new. It's good. It tested good. This was an old one that was bad. Got the probe on the plate. On this one, I got nothing. This one, I should have something. This one, I got something. So I got something here, nothing. Swap the probes. On this one, I still got nothing. This one, I got numbers. This one, I got nothing. So this side checked out correctly. I only have juice will only flow in one direction. This one flows in both directions if you had juice going to it. This is the bad terminal on this board. So if you check this out, if I've got nothing in either direction, it's bad. If I got something only in one direction, it's good. So this right here is no good. That's how you check the heat sink. Okay? So we're done with the heat sinks. Let's go to a rectifier. A lot of the Powerdrive chargers, the 1, 2s, and 3s, have these rectifiers in them. They're kind of intimidating, but if you look at them, if you'll notice, let me turn it around. One corner is almost always trimmed off. It's not square. So see how this one's squared, 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 and this one is, let me get over here. This one it's like it's been chopped off or squared off. Not squared, I'm sorry, angled. Well, that angled one is the positive. As a matter of fact, let me get in here if you can see this. See the positive symbol right here? And it's right next to this one. That means that this leg or this terminal is the positive. And if you look close, the positive goes a different direction than the other three. See how these three are all going horizontal in this case, and this one's vertical? The oddball one is the positive. And the reason you need to know that is for testing. So this is the most common part that blows out in these chargers. Okay, so again, you don't need to remove this from the charger to test it. All you need to do is remove all the wires. Remove them. They're all pretty much will be aimed right back where they go. I don't even mark them because the way they're sitting in there, they'll just plug right back on. But okay, I'm going to show you how to check this. Okay, and again, I'm not too technical. Still got my meter set in the same 2000 setting. So what you want to do, you want to take your black negative probe and put it on the positive terminal. Okay, so you're doing opposite. Black probe on positive terminal. Okay, now I'm going to touch the other three terminals. Now, what we want, two of these terminals, we want like between 400 and 500 ohms on two of these, and the third one, we want that almost double, like 800 or 900 ohms for this to be good. So negative on the positive terminal. I'm going to this one, I'm touching it. See the meter went up to 410. Okay, I'm going to go to this next, going to the next one. That's the doubled one. See it? It's just opposite. Your negative. That's good. Going over here. So it's, in this case, 410. So this one and this one were both pretty much the same, 410, 411, and this one was double. Okay? That tells me this is good. Now, if you get readings, and it has to be with a negative wire right there on the positive, if you get readings where like two of these are 800, it's bad. If you get different readings, you need 4 to 500, and 8 to 900. That's simple. That's the easiest way to test this. So this one is brand new. It's good, but that's how you can tell. So hopefully that will help you on that one. Now, we're going to get a little bit more creative here. The relay. Okay, the relay, which is this part right here. Some of them have a relay board. That's what this is. This is the actual relay. It's just mounted to a circuit board. Okay, and that's where the wires go. There's 4 wires that go on that circuit board. In this particular, this would have been a Powerdrive 3 charger. I gutted this thing, and I'm trying to show you, just for testing purposes, what I'm doing here. So this relay, and also the relay on that board, will react in the same way. So the relay, if you look at it, there's 4 terminals. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 2 smaller, they're physically smaller. You can see this one and this one where I got the red wire are smaller than these 1/4 inch wide tabs. Well, those 2 smaller ones are your 48 volt coil wires, okay? And then these bottom 2 is just, one of them is a common and one of them is normally open. So what happens is when you plug your cord cap, when you plug that into your cart receptacle, which looks like that, when you plug those together, it sends voltage on 2 wires to this coil, and you should hear it click. And when it clicks, it should allow these 2 connectors to close. Right now, if we put a meter on here, they're open. They're, I'll try to do it just to show you that there's nothing there. So I have on my bench here, I've taken 4 batteries and got them wired in series. So I have 48 volts here. And then I've made a test receptacle. I use this to test chargers when I'm in my garage at home. So what I'm trying to show you here is this low voltage wire right here. Normally there's 2 wires on here. This wire normally has a female, like the red one, and it plugs right on there. For testing purposes, this doesn't have one of those, so I'm just going to touch it there to show you what happens. So when you plug this into here, listen, and you should get a click out of this relay. And I will plug and unplug this a few times so you can hopefully hear that click. That click tells you that the relay is working. Now, let's see if I can do this with my camera. Okay, so I'm going to plug these 2 in together. So I've just plugged my cord into my cart. So once I did that, I should have 48 volts, or whatever your cart voltage is, on these 2 wires, okay? Now listen. Can you hear that click? I'll do it again. That's what happens when everything is working properly, when you plug your DC cord into your cart. It's got nothing to do with whether it's plugged into the wall or not. You should hear this right away. You should hear that click. And when you unplug it, it clicks. You usually can't hear it because the charger's far away, but for testing purposes, I just wanted to show you. And this is why so many people think they got a bad charger. If you do not have at least 43, 44 volts in your batteries, it's not enough to close this 48 volt relay. I get so many people bringing me their chargers thinking they need a new one when all they need is batteries. It's almost always a battery situation. So, getting back to this. Okay, now when that closes, it closes these 2 wires and allows the 110 to go through. Let me get my meter and I'll show you. I'm going to put my meter now on, let's get it here. See this setting here? That's continuity. It should ring, meaning if I got a complete circuit, you can hear it. So right now, let me show you. This relay, I'm touching these two that normally open and close. I've got nothing. You hear nothing, right? But if this was closed, God, I need 3 hands to do this. If this was closed, listen. What I'm doing, when that closes, it completes the path between these two. That tells me that this relay is good. Okay? So that is a very simple, basic way to check these 3 parts: the heatsink, the rectifier, and the relay. Okay? Some of these have a fuse in them. This is the fuse. All you need to do is do the same setting for continuity. These two, if this thing is good, should ring. Trying to do it with one hand, but see, it's ringing. So that's good. The breaker down here, this is the breaker. There's 2. Same thing. When its breaker's good. See, so this breaker is on and it's ringing. If it's tripped or it's bad, it won't ring. Okay? Okay, so that's all I wanted to show you in this short video, is just how to use a meter to check these individual parts. Very simple, very easy. You can do it yourself. Really, you just need a meter, and it doesn't need to be an expensive one. It can be very cheap. You get free ones from Harbor Freight once in a while, but that'll work. So that's it for the video. I appreciate you responding and leaving comments for me, and I've been getting 1 to 2 new subscribers almost every day on my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you. On the Wayne's Golf Carts YouTube channel, I've actually been selling quite a few of these parts we're going through here on my eBay store at Wayne's Golf Carts. But I want to thank you guys that are almost daily. I get 1 or 2 questions emailed to me or text to me on how to fix different issues, lights, whatever the issue is. And I do respond to every single one of them, and I will help you. So don't be afraid to call, text, email. My information should be somewhere here. It's if not, my phone number is 760-393-1314. Your best option would be to text me at that number if you have a question, and I will help you. My email is lemwert at sbcglobal.net. And that's it. Send me questions. Tell me what you want videos made on, and I'll try to help you out. Thank you.